Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back into GreerToday.com. It is April 1st, and Easter weekend is among us. But something that happens in Greer that leads up to Easter Sunday that a lot of people may not understand is Hope Week, a big charity event that has dozens of projects and hundreds of volunteers all across the communities of Greer and Taylors. I'm here today with the community organizer, Nathan Brannon, and we're going to talk a little bit about what this project really has to offer, how people can get involved, and what is some publicity that all of you need to know. First off, Mr. Brannon, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Nathan, let's just do a little recap real quick. So you're in your senior year at GMC, Greer Middle College, and you have to do a real big project. So tell me how this idea came up and how you got done dozens of projects with hundreds of volunteers.
I started out senior year having no clue what I wanted to do. I knew senior project was coming up, and so, but by this time I was already called into the ministry, and so I was looking some way I could do that and also senior project and how they could work together. And I had seen a church in Charlotte that I've kind of keep up with called Elevation Church. They do a week a lot like Hope Week. It's called Love Week, and I was actually able to meet the outreach director and got ideas from them, and so I knew that was what I wanted to do and how it could just take off in Greer. So I went with it, and I was able just to reach out to organizations in Greer, whether it's Greer Relief or Greer Community Ministries, and I started just talking to them about what this would look like. We got projects together over right at about 50 last year, and we were able to have a website where you sign up online, and then we were able to sign up over 300 volunteers and complete over 50 projects that week, which was a huge success considering that was the first year.
So now let's talk about the Hope Week coming up for Greer, South Carolina. Yeah. Tell me about what are some of your goals, what are the expectations for you and your volunteers, and how do you plan to get this done to even grow it to how big it was compared to last year?
Last year we had 300 volunteers and 50 projects, and this year we knew it was going to be bigger, so our goal set out was 500 volunteers and around 75 projects. And we're right at the 75 projects, and we're at about 350 volunteers. And we still have a week and a half left because people will sign up the day before. So we could very well hit the 500 and see what happens. But our goal this year is just not necessarily just the volunteers or projects, but to reach 10,000 people. And what I mean by reach is if we're roofing a house, which we're doing, we reach that guy, his whole family, you know, whether that's 30 people, his siblings and kids, so we're reaching them. Or we buy groceries for a family, we're reaching about 6 people. And so our goal is to reach 10,000 people through the projects that we do this year.
Hope Week is something that spreads all across the Greer and Taylors community, but there's one particular project that you're trying to focus on in downtown Greer, and it involves the sport of basketball during the week, and it's something that can really draw a lot of kids' attention into this. So let's focus on downtown Greer for a second. The businesses and this particular basketball project, how is this tying together in what Hope Week wants to accomplish?
We're actually having 2 basketball camps, one at the Needmore Community Center and one at Victor Park. And so we're setting up these 2 basketball camps where we'll have volunteers out there each day. And it's a perfect time because kids are out on spring break and they're just sitting at home usually or hanging around the house. And so we just get them to come hang out and play basketball with us. And our whole idea and goal behind Hope Week is to not throw Jesus on people. So we don't want to necessarily go out to the kids and preach to them and throw Jesus in their face. We just want to hang out with them and show that we love them and that this community is our home and we're there for them. It's a long-term commitment. That's the biggest thing we've learned, is that Hope Week isn't going to fix everything, so it's a long-term commitment. So we just want to hang out with these kids so they know what the church is and how they love. And we really want to redefine what the church and Jesus is, because we believe the church has been misrepresented to the generation at hand. And so we want to redefine that through this week. So the basketball camp is just a time where we hang out with the community kids, and we play knockout, and we teach them a little bit, but it's a lot of just building relationships. That's more important than learning basketball to us.
And the Greer Hope Week starts on April the 10th, and you said that you're going to begin that with a rally here at the Fairview Baptist Church, which is, again, one of the big sponsors and the hosts of the event with your leadership. So just tell me, how's that rally going to kick everything off? How's it going to really set the tone for, Greer Hope Week is something that really gives the community a lot of hope and brings us together.
Before we can be sent out and before we can affect people and impact people, we have to come together as the church and be unified. And so that night is just really centered around that, to focus on unifying the church and unifying the people that are going to go out and impact people that week. So we're going to have worship. I'm actually going to speak a little bit, do a little bit of preaching, and we're going to have communion. The Lord's Supper we'll take, and just purge any sin that's in our life, and so we can be cleansed from that. Remember what Jesus did for us, so we can go out and impact people. We'll also be able to get our shirts there. Every volunteer gets a free t-shirt. So all volunteers will be able to get their shirts and meet their project hosts. So whoever is in charge of their project from the church, they'll be able to meet and get all the details, where to meet, where to park, what they need to wear, what they need to bring.
A high school just down the road from us that everybody around here is real familiar with, because generations of students to parents have gone to that high school, Blue Ridge. They have a garden that is involved with this project. Tell me about that individual project, how it's going to affect Blue Ridge, and why it's so special, more than just a garden outside of a high school.
This year we were able to partner with Blue Ridge High School. We were very fortunate to get a project there, and we're landscaping a garden there, but it's not just any garden. It's called the Love Garden, and that's a garden they set up a couple years ago for students that have passed away while going to school there, whether it be car accidents or whatever. And so this garden is in memory of them, and it impacts many people, whether it's the families still in remembrance of them. And so we don't take that lightly, and it's a great privilege for us to be able to refresh that and just bring that garden back to life almost, and just spruce it up with flowers and new mulch. And we know that has a deep impact. Also with the kids walking into school every day that will see that. So that means a lot to us, and we're really excited to be able to do that.
In the Blue Ridge community, there's also a local diner and bakery right down the road called Flower Haven, and I know you're really familiar with this place, as a lot of people are, family owned, and it has a lot of great foods. They're pitching into this project as well, bringing in some of their food items to give to the people. So just tell me, what are you working on over there to be part of Hope Week, and how are they chipping in to really make a big impact on people's lives?
I'm really close to the family, Flower Haven, and they're actually donating over 30 loaves of bread for the Lord's Supper, for communion, the night of the rally. And then all throughout the week, they're donating baked goods and bakery to go to the hospital. So when we send out 2 teams a day, one at 9 a.m. and one at 12 p.m., we're sending out goodies and baked goods from Flower Haven. We'll send out to all the nursing homes and hospitals. And so that's a big impact, and it's going to impact a lot of people, and it's a great way to get them involved over there. And it's just awesome to see how they have just wanted to chip in and wanted to find a way. And so we've been really grateful for that partnership.
Hope Week ends the day before Easter on that Saturday, and over at Dooley Field, where Greer High plays football, you're having a really big egg drop where a helicopter's coming in and just dropping so many eggs, and you're bringing in food to feed people, and it's like a big Easter egg hunt. Just sounds like such a big event to close out such a big week for this community. So just tell me, how did you come up with such a big idea, and what are some of the details people should know about it?
I've seen other churches do it at an Easter egg drop, but none around here really, especially at this size of 20,000 eggs. And so we knew when we started out, we were trying to think, okay, should we do 5,000, 10,000? But we thought we'd go for 20,000 and just see what happens. And so we have the helicopter dropping 20,000 Easter eggs. We have inflatables. We'll have about 10 inflatables there. We have food trucks coming, and we have also food that we're going to prepare for the community for about 2,000 people. And the food trucks will be dessert food trucks. So it'll be focused on more dessert. We're having Nomadic Few, King of Pops, and a couple others come and just be able to have their services. And then we will also have Dylan Thompson speak. The former South Carolina quarterback, Dylan Thompson, will speak and give a short message. And then all the eggs will drop, and it'll be fun. We'll see what happens.
And as you just mentioned, Dylan Thompson, the quarterback for South Carolina, coming to speak, and a helicopter coming in and dropping the eggs. This is something that people have probably never seen before. Just how did you come up with this stuff? And where are you getting a helicopter to come in when it comes to the pilot and someone who's willing to fly over a football field to drop all the eggs to these people?
When I had this idea, I knew not only did I want to do it, but I wanted to do it right. And so we were just thinking of all these different elements we could come together and bring together to make it like the best it can possibly be. So we get the helicopter, and I honestly had no clue where we were going to get a helicopter. So I just Googled one day, and I found a helicopter agency over at the downtown Greenville airport. And so we're working with them, and they're going to be the ones dropping the eggs. And then we thought of getting a speaker, and we knew we wanted to draw kids and people from the city in, and so we were looking at different sports figures, and we thought there'd be no one better than Dylan Thompson, who was at South Carolina, went to the NFL, and just is a solid Christian, and is just a solid man of God. So we knew like there'd be no one better to represent the community and Jesus, and have come speak to all who come out to that day.
You're going to have hundreds of volunteers coming out there to help you, but a big charity like this can never have too many volunteers. So tell me, if people want to get involved that haven't heard of it or have heard of it, but they don't really know where to go yet, how can they get involved? Where can they go to sign up for such an event like this, whether it's all the projects or just one individual project per week?
Two big ideas we have behind Hope Week is that anyone's welcome and anything's possible. And so we really believe that, even from the volunteer side of things. And so we invite whoever to volunteer, no matter where you go to church, or even if you go to church or what you believe. We invite whoever to volunteer in these projects. And so we're always looking for volunteers, and there are still definitely spots available. You can go, we have a website set up called fairviewgreer.org/hopeweek. And on that website is a little overview of the project, a video. You get all the details of every single project. You can see the dates, times, exactly what we'll be doing. And you can just sign up for however many you want. You can do 1 or 50, it doesn't matter. And so that's just the best way. You sign up online. It takes about 2 minutes to do, and it's really simple. And so yeah, you can definitely go on there, and we're still looking for volunteers.
Well, Nathan, Hope Week coming up has gotten me excited just talking to you about it, so I can only imagine the excitement that's going to build up in the community when people actually see the action you're doing. What do you think you're going to look forward to the most?
Yeah, I think it's just seeing everything come together, whether it's the volunteers or all the projects fall into place. Just seeing everything come together after all this hard work. I know that when the church starts serving and stops sitting, that's when God starts moving in ways we can't explain. So I'm just really excited to see what happens and where God takes us.
Well, you heard it here on Greer Today News, folks. Hope Week is coming to Greer from April the 10th to April 15th, leading up to Easter Sunday. There will be so many projects happening, so for all the latest news, make sure you go to the Fairview Baptist webpage and log on to GreerToday.com and all of our social media pages, and we will keep you updated on this community project and all the charity events happening around the community. Mr. Brannon, I want to thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
And remember, log on to our website, GreerToday.com, and all of our social media pages, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, for all the latest news around Greer. I'm Alex Love reporting for Greer Today News, and from all of us here at GreerToday.com and around the community, thank you for watching.